Good evening and welcome to the AgriCast. This is Build It, the Homestead Mark II. Okay, getting back into it, we've done the outside of the roof, now we need to do the inside. And for that, I'm going to need to chop down all these oak trees and get some more wood for the carpenter's blocks. Oh, looks like we've leveled up our lumber axe. It now has a redstone modifier, which makes it go faster, which is awesome. So here we go, I've covered the entire inside of the ceiling with these carpenter's blocks, these wedges, so that I can cover them with the maple wood, and I don't exactly like what it looks like around the chimney, so I've decided to redo that with the huge cobblestone instead. And I may change this later on, but for now it's going to stay like that. It's kind of hard to not scaffold my way up here, but I got tired of having to put down and take up dirt, so I just decided to just jump. I can get all the way to the top. And I didn't like the way the inside of the chimney looked, or from the fireplace, so I decided to change out that wall with carpenter's blocks so that I can put in covers on the inside to make it look like the concrete goes the entire way across. Or I should say the cobblestone goes the whole way across. I might still come back and tweak these a little bit, but we'll come to that later. Now I'm having a moral issue here with this, this is what I'm supposed to do with this roof. Because I tried to do a cross beam, but that was just not working because I don't have a symmetrical area. It's not like a cross. It's sort of like a zigzag. So I thought maybe I should line these up with beams going along the ceiling. So I decided to take and put in the maple wood itself as logs on top of the carpenter's blocks on the diagonal. In order to do that, I had to actually place the logs against the open space, and then put the carpenter's wedge slope on the outside of it, and then cover it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I'm still having issues with scaffolding, but I'm still having issues with covering these the right way so they don't expose the inside of the wood. As you can see, I did over there, and it seems to look really good. It seems to be working pretty well here. I do think that the unfortunately the fireplace is in a way, so I might have to do some minor cosmetics around there. No, let's see, I screwed that up because I'm at the peak of the roof and I can't really jump to get it on top. So I think if I get the front of this with the wood, it won't show the exposed side. Spamming the jump button to try to get this right. And I think I put that facing the wrong way because now the lines are going in a different direction. And that's just covering up. Whoop! Oh, I got myself. Hate that. Alright, I need to take a break from that, and I need to work on getting the windows in. So I went across the river here and grabbed a lot of this sand so that I can make some panes and some glass blocks, because I'm going to be covering up that open area in the upstairs with glass blocks, but I'm doing glass panes everywhere else. And now, sometimes glass panes are better. You get more out of it, but you can't really marry anything up against it because then it connects to it. It's like fence posts. So it's kind of hard to use glass panes instead of glass blocks. Now here I am making these, they're called barriers, but they're actually fences. And this fence I'm going to cover with the dark oak wood. Now I can make dark oak wood fence, but I'm not sure if in this pack, or if in this version 1.7.10 you can make the different types of wood into the different types of fences, or if it all comes out looking like oak. But so I want to use these carpenter's barriers to cover it with the dark oak wood. But I'm not really liking the way that looks, so maybe I might come back and cover this with the cobblestone instead. It might actually look nicer. And the picture I was inspired by had sort of like a metal railing, and I think this will look better with the same type of color scheme. Yeah, I think that's much, much better. So I'll go change these out. Get my axe out. Oh crap, I used the wrong... I used the lumber axe instead of my regular flint axe. It goes much quicker, but then again, it also takes out a 9 by square block. There's an outside of the house with all the fences up. Then I'll put the carpenter's blocks in so I can do these steps. Again, I could have done these with the regular dark oak wood, but you don't get the same texture from the chisel just by making those stairs. So I'm going to go through and get all these replaced in here. And I'm actually going to take these back to make it a 4 across on this front steps and the back steps. Make it bigger step, make it look nicer. Make a more of a grand staircase leading up to the porch. Alright, and get the cover on here. I really do like this texture on those chiseled dark oak wood. It's really nice. Okay, put more fence posts up along the steps for like a walkway. Cover them with the cobblestone. Get all the steps in, all the way around the house. And I wanted to start filling in the dirt, get the yard sort of patched up so we don't have all this exposed rock hanging out. Sort of get this a little bit more of a terraformed area. And let's work on the supports for the fence, or for the porch. I'm going to actually use the maple log texture on these to sort of differentiate it from the steps that I put in. Now, I figured out that if I build this carpenter's hammer with the carpenter's blocks and the iron, I can use it to change the shape or change the position of the carpenter's blocks, which you can see I can take the blocks and make them into the slabs, which I use for the steps. Now, ultimately, I went back and changed this to facing the other direction because I couldn't get the positioning right, and I didn't really know how to do this. I might change it again eventually, I don't know, but let's skip ahead for now to getting doors on the house. I'm a little bit drafty and I don't want any monsters coming in. So these carpenter's doors are pretty nice because they're kind of like unfinished wood. You go and you put them up and then you can just stain them or cover them with anything else, like the wood I'm using for the floors. I want to get up into the rafters on the porch and put up these supports. And this is really what I wanted to do the carpenter's block wedges for. I really wanted to get these this kind of idea in. And for the life of me, I cannot place a stupid block because I'm trying to place it on a diagonal, and it actually takes up an entire block area. So I'm constantly trying to put a block next to it. So you can see the little grid lines on the outside of the block. Because they take up less space, but they still have the same area. There's just the texture isn't taking up the entire block space. The space still exists, even though you can't see it. So this was very frustrating trying to get these in. Just eventually I'll get this, but it really is one of the there we go. This really is one of the more frustrating parts of these carpenter's blocks. Is it? The negative space. Now you can see I've got my support beams in place. Looks kind of nice. I really would have liked to have done that on the inside of the house, but again, and I might go back and change it and put those all the way across. I don't know yet, but you can see the outside of the house looks pretty good. Almost done. The back side of the house as well. I'm going to get rid of the excess stone around the house and replace it with the dirt. Of course, I don't want to pass up any materials or the ores that I could come into contact with, but get that out of the way and finish up the rest of the dirt around the house. And now these carpenter torches will be a nice feature because I can, again, torches are nice, but when you can cover them with the same color texture wood that you're using on other elements of the house, it's really does tie everything together. So I'm using the dark oak wood planks on it. Put these, and then using the hammer, you can actually change the shape to make it look like these little sconces. I'm going to put a bunch of these on the inside of the house when I get around to it. It makes them look pretty nice. And of course I went... Oh, I hit the door by mistake, and you can actually change the shape of the door. That's pretty cool. I want to keep those doors like that. That's kind of neat. But I think the front doors, and the back doors, I want to keep the same. I don't think they're going to be a little bit different. You can change position. A full-size door. Wow. And that weird thing. Wow, that's kind of neat. And the last thing I want to show you is that I had to go into creative mode to do this. I don't like to put torches all around the place to light up the joint. So I thought it would be really nice to do this texture on the carpenter's blocks. So you can take and put in a carpenter's block, cover it with dirt, then tap it with seeds, and that'll make it have grass on top, and then cover it with glowstone, and it'll actually light up the block just like if you had a torch down, but without the actual torch showing up. So I went around and got the rest of the these grid lines up so I could see where I needed to go to light up the rest of the yard. And you can't really see it now, but when we get to a night shot, you'll have a clearer idea of what I'm talking about. But I think we're going to call this one done. I think I got everything I want to do on this now. There's a couple of tweaks I want to do to the inside, and we're going to come back in and put the furniture in. But that's a different mod pack altogether, and I wanted to do that in-game. But I think we're going to call this one done. You can see a night shot, and you can see the glowstone like I was telling you about. I am going to take those out and put back in regular blocks because I don't have glowstone yet in the game. I haven't been to the nether. Once I do that, then I'll come back through and replace these. But there you have it. That's it. We're going to still come back and do the workshop, but for now, we are done with the house. And if you like what you saw, please feel free to like the video, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and come back again for more videos. But until then, I want to thank you for joining me here at the AngryCast, and you have a very, very good evening. I know I will, not sleeping in a field.